With Bionic Commando Rearmed, Capcom pretty much lets everybody know this is how you remake a classic. As someone who played the original game to death back on the Nintendo, there's no doubt that I was a little hyped about this game coming out. Thankfully, Capcom has really delivered. For the uninitiated, the unique thing about Bionic Commando is that there is no jump button. You navigate all manner of gaps and obstacles by swinging on your bionic arm. First-time players may find this a bit disconcerting, but swinging around the levels is both a lot of fun and also makes for some great puzzle-like challenges. Old-school fans such as myself are going to have a hard time finding things to complain about here, as Bionic Commando Rearmed stays really faithful to its source material, while modernizing the game in all the right ways. The story is mostly unchanged, with the same cool, cheesy factor. When the war hero Super Joe goes missing, you're sent off to rescue him. In the original Japanese release, your enemies were actually the Nazis, but due to censorship, that was changed in the US to the infamous Bads. This time around, they're simply called the Imperials, but in a nice homage, you may notice that the last enemy looks suspiciously like Hitler. The story sequences all feature awesome art now by Shinkiro of King of Fighters fame. Your hero, the Bionic Commando, still looks like his classic badass self, which, let's face it, looks a lot better than the new white guy with dreads who doesn't even wear shades. It's a nice bonus that purchasing Bionic Commando Rearmed lets you unlock a classic skin for the new upcoming game. The graphics, of course, have been totally redone, but stay remarkably true to the old game. All of the classic stages are immediately recognizable. The 3D graphics make great use of vivid colors, and the animation is silky smooth. All the added frames of animation can slow down some actions just a tiny bit. For instance, your bionic arm feels like it takes a split second longer to fly out. But once you get used to the new timing, this really isn't a problem. The game is still split up into friendly base camps and enemy territories that you can fly between at will. You'll often have a choice of different levels to take on, but certain stages require a specific power-up in order to advance. The levels feature a great mix of action and platforming, with plenty of exploration thrown in and secret areas to uncover. Ducking into comm rooms allows you to get objectives and also hack the enemy's communications, uncovering strategies for how to beat the bosses. The hacking minigame involves solving a pretty simple puzzle that at least makes the experience seem a bit more hands-on. Your arsenal of weapons has also been upgraded, adding some strategy as certain types of weapons are more effective against certain types of enemies. When traveling between the levels, you may also run into an anti-air convoy, which tosses you into a quick, top-down action segment. The new bosses are also an obvious improvement over the originals, although they do still repeat with minor changes. When you're visiting friendly territory, there are also new rooms with a whole slew of VR challenges. These get quite difficult towards the end, but if you really want a challenge, they'll definitely keep you busy. Another cool new addition to the game is multiplayer. There's both two-player co-op and a versus mode for those who want to see who the ultimate Bionic Commando is. Lastly, it would be remiss not to mention the awesome music. All the classic tunes have received a techno remix, and you're guaranteed to have a few of them stuck in your head. Overall, for $10, you really can't go wrong with Bionic Commando Rearmed, especially if you're a fan of the original. We can only hope that the new sequel is this much fun.